Hey, what's going on, guys? It is me, Atari HMB. In today's stream, it's been a while. I know. How's it going, everyone? What's up, Donaz, aka Joker? What's up, Shadow Nightmare? What's up, Vegeta Scales, aka IDK? What's up, LeBron James? What is up, Prince Boyd? How is everyone doing today? Hey, Sunny King. Hey, Arvado. Y'all think I don't know y'all real names? I know you're Bruce Waynes and such. Oh, we got a member in the chat. Can we give a shout out to R Storm? Welcome to the stream. I know it's been a while, everyone. I am back and ready to react. But essentially, yeah, we have quite a bit going on today. We're going to be reacting to one of the Dragon Ball Super chapters. It's been a while, but yes, Atari is back in America, for the time being, at least for now, before I return back to the hyperbolic time chamber. But right now, while here, we are going to be having a interesting read of exactly the next chapter, what we're going to be looking forward to. I got myself a sandwich right here, some potato chips. So we are ready. So welcome, Andre. Welcome, everyone else. I'm glad to see everyone else is popping up in the stream. It's been a while, but hey, guys. I'm glad to get started on reading this chapter. So without further ado, we're going to start within around the 5-minute mark to give other people a chance to kind of make it in the chat. Meanwhile, I'll be right back after these messages. All right. I hope everyone enjoyed that commercial. Tell me how many of you guys are back. For those who are back, press 5. Meanwhile, I'll take a bite of the sandwich. Ooh. Oh, boy. Ooh. Sandwich is a little drippy. And drippy red sandwich. Not. I think what makes the sandwich drippy is all the pickle juice. 69,420,000. All right, let me go ahead and get started in this chapter. If we hit 20 views, I might turn on the camera. Hi, Amanda Zebulon. So anyway, it's all good, Cooler. Thank you anyway for the consideration. Hey, no spoilers. I didn't read this chapter yet. I didn't know he comes back. Yo, hold up. Let me go ahead. Yo, stop spoiling, Joker. Chill. I've never seen the chapter yet. Hold up. I never even read the first page. So now I kind of already know what to expect going in. That's a big spoiler. For me, at least. But all right, let's see here. All right, let's see. Written by Akira Toriyama, chapter 86, all out bout. All right, so we see that Gas is going into his new transformation. And then here we see that Elect is hopping back, going to examine the fight as Gas transform. He goes to reach out to do a telekinesis attack to Ultra Instinct Goku. Ah, he got me. And he's squeezing. It looks like he's squeezing and choking him. And behold, as your head twists clean off. Instant transmission's out of the way. Wait, he get instant transmission out of telekinesis? Well, for all of those people who was like, Mewtwo can mind screw Goku. I was like, well, no, he can't. Even if you had telekinetic powers, Goku could get out of the way of it. So that's a pretty good feat. That's a pretty good counter feat for that. So that means the Force as well wouldn't work against Goku because he could literally teleport off of the Force. That's pretty freaking cool. All right, so let's see here. Goku goes from behind to attack him. Gets clocked in the chin. I don't think I've ever felt better. It's as if every cell in my body is burning away, fueling me. A new flavor of ecstasy. Ooh. Sends Goku flying. So this is an even stronger Gas that Goku's having trouble against. And then Goku gets caught up in a whirlwind. Whew. Man, this is crazy. You cannot escape this power of mine. As Gas goes to blast at Ultra Instinct Goku towards the tornado, boom. Oh man, that's a deep cut. Goku barely got out the way, and he keeps blasting at him. Goku's just struggling right now. You know. And then right here we get Gas is still... So far it's pretty good right now. So we got Gas is just throwing a bunch of attacks at Goku through a whirlwind. Kind of like a mixture of Pycon's tornado, but like this time with a twist. And then Elec and them are watching from the distance as Ultra Instinct Goku. See, he gets the job done once he starts trying. Okay, sure, he's winning, hooray, except something's kind of off about Gas. And he goes to hit Goku. What's with the wrinkly look? He's totally ancient. Not to worry. His power is very much intact. In fact, he's stronger than ever before. Your body and your power are way out of sync. My power has been liberated from my flesh. Using these telekinetic powers to hit him. Goku charges back at him. Gas comes in with the Hulk smash hands. Like, you know those Hulk hands that we had as like a little kid? And then as soon as that's about to happen, their clash, he gets blasted at. I'm assuming that's, yep, as I suspected. Well, not as I suspected. Kind of got spoiled. I didn't know Granola was coming back. Gee, thanks a lot, Joker. But anyway, let's see. So Elec is surprised. Gas is surprised. I'm not surprised. Well, I'm not surprised because, you know, I got spoiled. But anyway, Granola goes ahead to blast at Goku. And that's pretty interesting. Blast at them to stop him. Elec is annoyed. Whatever. Cocky of him to show up again. After refusing to die. Granola, of course, charges at Goku. Oh, wow, I didn't expect that. And then Gas is kind of surprised. Still holding a grudge against the Saiyans, huh? Smart choice there, Granola. Kill him for us, and maybe we'll toss you odd jobs again. As I dreamt, I too heard your father's voice. And now, you need to let me do what I must. Are you willing to wager in all my strength? Alright, so they're both standing up. Let's see here. Alright, 20 views. Nice. Nah, I'm gonna be a low tier god. You gotta donate for the face cam. Now you get the cat. The cat is the face cam. Sorry, guys. It's a little awkward. Low tier God be charging people $30 for his face cam. Bro. Bro, I'm sorry, bro. Like, nah, it's not about now. Just y'all want to see my face? It's okay. Y'all can just go to my Instagram account. There I am, looking like Akira Toriyama. I'm not answering any Goku versus questions until I'm done with this chapter. That's about crazy as hell. But anyway, this is really interesting. Hello there. All right, so let's see here. Hello there, good boy. Are any of you guys interested in seeing my face throughout the rest of the stream? Anyway. Alright, so obviously this picture looks amazing of Gas and Goku just like sitting there like that. Let's see. I'll keep Gas busy. Granola and Goku here. I'll keep Gas busy until you charge up enough power to bring him down. Did you guys see that? Rather why? Alright, so then, not on your life. Alright, so Goku's charging up. The typical Goku power up. As Gas, Granola, freaking getting them confused, is charging up his attack. And what I find interesting right here is this is mostly a battle. So right now we're just going through a bunch of images. Right now Goku's going through the telekinesis. Goku powers and kicks through. Goku's Ultra Instinct is very powerful. And as he goes to attack him, stomps on him. And this goes to prove it, because remember, Goku said he can't use MUI because he's too emotional.
Watching my baby bro, but W stream.
Hey! Thank you, Rod, for the $10 donation. Alright, so I bet. I appreciate it, man. Sorry, you're gonna have to see me eating this sandwich, bro. Yo, what's poppin', man? What's good? Alright. So, as we're still here, this is a good ass sandwich. It's a good sandwich. So, as you see here, we got Goku getting the monkey stomped out of him. This is pretty good. The chapter and the sandwich. So as Goku's getting stomped, look like Caleb City. Nah, if I look like Caleb City, I'd be like, ooh, Don't put your foot in my food, bro. All right, so we're going to continue reading the chapter. So as you can see, you see that? You see how Granola just like kicked him? Gross. So you see how Granola is Gas is stomping on Goku right now. It's a pretty interesting chapter. All right, so let's add a little bit more enthusiasm. Like, I can imagine if I were to do a animation of it, I'd imagine Granola's sound effect to be like, yes, I agree, Souls. Thank you for that. I would agree that, like, here's the thing. Goku, like, while he's charging this, like, here's what I'm imagining. I'm imagining the Mega Man sound effect that as he's charging, and then Gas is just charging attack, throws it at him. He got a barrier. Wait, you can only use... Dude, you can only use a barrier when you're twice the power of your opponent. You see this? You see that? Yo, let's go. Here. Here, have a piece of turkey. Alright, now get out of my face. Okay. Alright, so anyway. Alright. No! No! How is he doing this? How does he still possess such strength? Guess what? Nobody's given up on beating you down. So we go to the next page right here. Oh, that's Vegeta's attack. So obviously Goku's able to tank multiple attacks of these. He's not really dodging as much as his Ultra Instinct would allow him to, which kind of surprises me. So, but it's clearly stronger than Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken. So I don't know. This new variant of Ultra Instinct is pretty cool. And as Goku's fading away, no, not yet. I'm not ready yet. What a shame. Ah! In a day now. Charge up fast or else. Vegeta. Let's help him out, Oil. Hold up. I didn't know they were pretty dang I didn't know they could fly like that. The heaters ain't fodder. You're not getting past me. No, let me see if I can do this Listen, no wait, what does it say? Geriatric? I've never seen that word. No geriatric? Geriatric. Oh, no geriatric. Listen, no geriatric green old man is gonna stop us. Oh yeah, I'm pretty tired, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too, man. Yo, somebody get me some egg. Somebody give me some eggs, cheese, and bacon, and double cheeseburgers, man. Like, I'm pretty damn tired.
All right, then we go over to the next one. Hypnosis is... What are you, a Pokemon? Hypnosis is one of my... He's a Pokemon. Hypnosis is my one and only combat skill. Almost ready, Granola? I sure am. I've charged up more energy. I've charged up more energy than he can possibly handle. Vegeta's over here just hugging him. You wouldn't. Firing that blast near ground would destroy planet Cereal, the home you hope to protect. Alright, let me stop. Alright, so obviously Mastered Ultra Instinct's coming up. The Susanoo! Bro, why wish you never said anything? I would have been screaming, but I'm still shocked. Just because it came back. So, what now? Unhand me! Yo, hold up! Finally we get some feats! So Goku takes him and throws him into space. Damn it, my eye's still damaged. My vision's all blurry. Allow me to assist with aiming. Oatmeal, a bit higher. Do it! Just do it! This is your chance. Granola, shout! There. Fire! Oh, damn, that's a big blast. Goku yeeted. Damn, that's a pretty amazing shot. Toyotaro, you outdid yourself in this. You did amazing. The average Dragon Ball sound effect that something like that where it does that, you know, that little hum at the end. All right, let's see here. Susanoo is pretty. Did Granola get stronger or did Gas get weaker? Granola got a little stronger, but that was also because he got healed from Monaito and he got a trump card. The thing I think people don't realize is that Zenkai is only not exclusive to Saiyans, because you get if from real life, if I work out, right? So if I work out in real life, see, I got like these little pancakes, but like if I were to work harder with these, I could possibly like make these like twice as big within a certain amount of time. So when you damage this in real life, it does actually get bigger. So in reality, just like in Dragon Ball, you get stronger the more damage you take, just like a Saiyan. All right. Yeah, so exactly. Humans get Zenkai. Man. So you hear the rumbling. All right, so the attack was so powerful it blasted everyone else, even though it blew up in the sky. And
What just happened? Where's Gas?
has he done it? He sure has. Oh, he didn't obliterate him.
Yes!
I didn't kill him. I'm not out for revenge anymore. Not against anyone. But Gas will be out cold for a few days. So take him and leave. Never darken our door. Wait, never darken our doorstep again. That was wild, Granola. I'm sorry for everything. It's a little late for that. Wait, why'd they end it now? Okay, I have a feeling. We're going to get 7-3. 7-3 is going to come into the picture. 7-3 is going to come into the picture, and then he might use 7-3 to absorb his brother. Possibility?
Gas got blasted.
Rise! With the with the $5 donation. Thank you so much, man. I agree. Gas got blasted. I almost choked, bro. No, I appreciate it, man. So yeah, so far in that chapter, overall chapter review. So far in the chapter review, I said it was a good chapter. Gross. So that was pretty good, chapter-wise. Good boy. Oh, good boy. All right, so. So yeah, I would say that overall it's a pretty good chapter. We had it was a good chapter. What I liked about it was everyone working together. I liked the drawbacks of Ultra Instinct coming back. But again, in my opinion, the fact that Goku went most of this battle without using Mastered Ultra Instinct tells me that Angel Moro, hot take, I think Angel Moro still might be slightly stronger. Because remember, it took Goku the combined force of Master Ultra Instinct, and he needed Oob and a Spirit Bomb, essentially like a Spirit Bomb, and he needed Oob as an amp. So Goku didn't use an amp here. He was weakened, and he still yeeted Gas. And Master Ultra Instinct is clearly stronger than Gas. But the only reason it got beat up in the last chapter was because Goku was too emotional to utilize his power at its max. That's why I was saying the Master Ultra Instinct that fought Jiren and Moro is stronger than the Omen Goku right here, and stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku here. Because it's very clear. And I think And I think because of that, that might be why Vegeta is still aiming to be at Jiren's level. Because if Jiren is greater than Belmod, right? Actually, I think I have the Dragon Ball Super chapter. Give me a moment. Let's see if I can go grab it. All right, I'm back. All right, so as you guys can see here, sorry. If I go here, let's see here. Oh, this is a bonus story. This wasn't in there. All right, so we got a bonus story, which is not in the official. So I'm going to go ahead and read it for you guys. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at it real quick. All right. It says here, a few days after battling Zamasu, having lost a future to return to, Trunks is preparing to live in the present. So that right here, this right here in this scan is pure evidence. This is pure evidence that Zeno erased the entire timeline. Now, let me go ahead and go on screen, because I don't think this bonus material is in the original chapter. I don't think this is the free website. Here's what people need to realize. There's bonus material in the actual manga versus the online. That's why I plan on buying all the volumes. Because if you buy the full volumes, you get the bonus material. And that actually helps with power scaling consistently. So let's go ahead and see. I think it's chapter 32. Nah, it's not this chapter. This is before the Tournament of Power. Alright. So, hey. Relax. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so go back chapter 30. What chapter is this in the manga? So yeah, as you guys could see right here in the scan, you have Belmod, who's saying, it's not like Beerus is the only enemy here, right? Only one can be at the top. You should know we don't have the luxury of helping each other. So the thing is, if Belmod could deal with people, because remember, nobody is allowed to hold back. Let me go to this page. This is going to support my theory. All right. So it says here, according to the Grand Priest, those who refuse to give it their all, by the way, shall be terminated according to the Majesty. So, according to the Grand Priest, you will be completely erased out of existence if you do not try. So this means Beerus was at 100% here, and so was pretty much everyone else. And the fact that Belmod and Sidra took an attack from Beerus and blocked it with a barrier. You need to have twice the battle power to block a barrier. And I know he was off guard, but the fact that Belmod still had enough energy... Because let me ask you this. If Goku did this kick, Sidra wouldn't feel a damn thing. Because remember, Vegeta caught Jiren off guard, who is God of Destruction level, and it didn't hurt him at all. And that was Evolution Blue Vegeta. And Jiren was just like, the hell was that? Like a flea? Like Jiren was like, what the heck, a fly hit me? So when you factor in the gap of power between Gods of Destruction, it's kind of still surprising that he almost knocked Sidra out with that. And then the thing is, when we see the next page where Belmod starts breaking up the cards, we can see that Belmod is able to scratch and cut Beerus and Kitella. So these guys literally have cut and scratches. They were trying to block Belmod, and they still got cut up and scratched. So that means Belmod could still bypass their durability, which means that Jiren, by proxy, should be strong enough to bruise and hurt Lord Beerus. The only reason Jiren lost mostly is because he allowed Goku to get to a level where he can actually hurt him, and then Jiren got frustrated. You can even say that they're better fighters, and you can argue the Ultra Ego makes them stronger over time, and Beerus does daily exercise. But when people say, oh, but Beerus trains every day and does daily exercise, that doesn't matter, and I'm going to prove that doesn't matter. Because if you actually read, here, when they have an exhibition, because Beerus does exercise, but what does he says? This is bad. I haven't trained in decades. Yeah, you've been avoiding it. So even though Champa hasn't trained in decades, he was still like top 5. If you read the full chapter of the fight, Champa is still top 5 at the end. So he's still relative to Beerus, his older brother. So which tells you that, guess what? Oh, they're twins, so they're both the same age. But like, it shows you even with decades. So bare minimum 30 years, even 30 years of just lazying around, he's still able to compete with other gods. So that shows that there's a level of consistency with these powers. Now, I'm not done yet. I'm going to show you guys something else that's pretty crazy. I'm going to read this right here. So one, we know that Zeno completely erased Trunks' timeline. So guess what? That, without a shadow of a doubt, that's already proven that Zeno is on a crazy level. He's at least, that's a 9th dimensional feat within the manga. Now, I know other people have other sayings, but until someone else makes another list with a consistent contingency, with a consistent preponderance of evidence, a consistent level of statements in data books that don't get contradicted by Koyama making random opinion statements, and no disrespect to Koyama, but I think the problem is okay, anyway, someone was running water. I think the thing that makes it consistent is that Koyama is literally like not making, he literally is stating, oh, this is my opinion, don't get confused. So until someone comes up with because remember, no matter what the author says, he even says Toriyama is the ultimate say. So Koyama literally is admitting that the Daizenshu is above him, because that's Toriyama's word of mouth essentially, and part of his staff. So with that said, we have to be careful. Like, just because Koyama implied there's infinite dimensions IRL doesn't mean there's infinite dimensions in Dragon Ball. So, as far as we're concerned, we can't go any higher until otherwise. Because trust me, if you try to go to... I've been on the Versus Battle Wiki, I've been on Comic Vine, and although they suck at what they do, any average Versus Battle Wiki guy, just any average Versus Battle Wiki guy will completely Ben Shapiro, Seth the Programmer, slap anyone trying to make any argument for Outerversal Goku. If you try to do that at all, it only takes, even their low tiers will completely debunk you, and you would have no comeback whatsoever. They would completely slap you with the logical fallacies of Gish galloping, misrepresentation, suppressed evidence, appeal to ignorantium. They'd go all over, they ad hoc excuses. They'd go all over the book with you, and they're average. So that's what I'm saying. Like, be careful with that. That's why I tell some of my viewers, don't go into that whole outerversal, hyperversal argument, because you will get embarrassed by anyone on Comic Vine or Versus Battle Wiki, Versus Battle Jungle, Debate Jungle, any of those places. Any person with common sense who's dealt with those websites could easily debunk you for certain characters not meeting the criteria. Why do you think it took me, SSJ Ryu, so many years before we can get a confirmed multiversal Goku? Because to actually meet multiversal requires a very specific level of context that Dragon Ball doesn't really go into explanation about. It's very awkward how Dragon Ball explains its universal structure. So if you haven't actually dealt deep into the data books and learn how to structuralize your argument, it's gonna get debunked by anyone who has any common sense. So I just gotta let you guys know. Now, this right here is a scan to kind of show you that the cosmology, so the dead zone and time dimension, the anime says, Toriyama says the movie canon is in another dimension. So this means that Garlic Jr.'s dead zone does exist. It's just they never interacted with Goku yet. The living world is still beyond that because it contains the dead zone. And the dead zone was going to suck up the heavenly realm, not to be confused with the afterlife heavenly realm. But to be confirmed with the other variant, which would be the heavenly realm known as Kami's. Look, woo! Oh,
Goku.
Roz.
Utterly disgusting.
I agree, Roz. Thank you so much for the secondary donation. That man, you are coming in clutch. Holy monkey ball. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Another from Roz. Roz is going in right now. Roz is the MVP right now. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It really helps out, especially from the coming from the trip we came from. So I really love it. Thank you so much. All right, so when you go into higher alternate dimensions, this is from Daizenshu Dead Zone, episode 129. Daizenshu does explain a little bit about this. I believe it's Daizenshu 2 or 7, the character guides, but I have to find the exact page so I can update the source. Next is also the time room, which also plays a factor in the original classical Dragon Ball. Past, present, future, all of time is created inside of this room. So this is like just levels of time for Earth and the earthly universe. So this means there's a timeline within the living world. That's why the living world is under 4D plus. So now you guys see why I didn't put the living world as just 4D. It's 4D plus. So destroying the living world is like a low multi to a multiversal level feat. And I think that's important to understand. Next up, for those who are paying attention to Girl Space, the unknown size, this is GT. We don't know the size, we just know Goku will wander in dimensions forever, and we know that instant transmission can hop in between dimensions, between the afterlife and the other world. So we know that the Girl Space is not transcending higher than the other world, but we know it is still larger than the living world. It has to be, based on the fact that Goku can't instant transmission out of it. Goku can instant transmission back and forth from the other world and the living world. So that means if he can't instant transmission out of here, even though he could sense energy levels of different dimensions, he would be wandering there forever. So it shows that Goku had to at least be contentiousness to this size or this space. But we just know this space would be between I know it still would be a 4D plus. It wouldn't hit 5D, but you can also argue it's 4.5D if you want to. But we don't really have any confirmation of it being larger. And until then, never make the assertion for the higher ball. You always keep the lower end. If we assert that it's a higher dimension without evidence, then it just falls apart. It needs to be self-sufficient or axiomatic evidence that can be proven. So then we obviously have the Fusions RPG guide. But first priority, I put these in levels of priority, by the way. Books that matter the most. I should have kind of switched around the episode, though. So first, Dragon Ball Z episode 8 confirms it's separated. Toriyama confirms it's a separated realm. Daizenshu 4, page 18, confirms it transcends the dimensions below her in the human world. Now, that doesn't mean it transcends all dimensions. It just means it transcends the basic dimensions. Next, Takeo Koyama's statement. Then we have Fusions, the RPG guide, etc. We go up a little bit into the Kaioshin realm, which is going to be 1/10 of all that is below. So it's not any bigger. But we know that it's not bigger than Otherworld, but we know that it exists on the same dimensionality as Otherworld since it requires the same parameters to get there. It's outside of the macrocosm as a whole, so that's pretty good. Well, outside of the general universe. Then all the universes below it is contained within the macrocosm, which contains an infinite level of heaven and a Kaioshin realm. These are two separate 5D worlds. So in order to contain two separate 5D worlds, one that's an infinite size and another that's also 1/10, you have to be some level of infinity larger. And based on Koyama's statements of it being a larger infinity, this fits within the narrative of being 6-dimensional. Next is the neutral zone, which is infinitely larger than all the universe. I mean, it sits in between the space in between these universes, plus the neutral zone has stars, and the stars, this is not an edited image. This image up here is edited, but this image below is not. So this image right here that's not edited for the Universe 7 macrocosm, these stars are in the neutral zone. So that means whatever these stars are, if they're bright enough to be visible from this distance of this size, that means each of these stars should be separate universes that are not numbered, separate entities, separate worlds, separate areas that are just as big as the macroverse, but just doesn't have any. So if you have this many, that means that means the neutral zone has to be 7-dimensional because it can contain a greater, larger infinity than the macrocosms themselves. World of Void is an infinite realm of absent of space and time, but keep in mind, like I said, it's absent of space and time, but that's just space and time compared to the lower dimensions. The neutral zone and afterlife are still orchestrated under a time. See, this is 4D. This is regular 4D space-time, right? But it's contained lower than the afterlife. But the afterlife is still under orchestrated time because it all falls under a timeline, which that's where we get into the angel realm. We don't know where that's at. The Zeno Palace contains all dimensions below as if they were marbles. So Zeno's world is the other world to the neutral zone. So the neutral zone is the regular cosmology. Zeno's place is the secondary afterlife, almost. The way it's treated, the way it's drawn, the artistic implications, and the way Zeno plays with the universes and macrocosms as chess pieces, while still having multiple galaxies and an even greater infinity. So that tells us Zeno's place, by the information we're able to gather just visually, should be at least 8th dimensional, a larger area of aspect. And we go into the 9th dimension, which is going to be the timeline. The timeline contains everything we just mentioned below. It's a larger temporality that contains all below as a multiversal singularity, and then the space between the timelines and all infinite of those universes, or all those space beyond timelines. The space beyond timelines, not between. According to Professor Funamase, as we know, there's infinite timelines. So that means there's infinite 9D worlds, which goes ahead to say the cosmology caps at a 10th dimensional aspect. So we don't go any higher than 10th dimensional right now without sufficient evidence. I haven't seen any other argumentation to even provide this. I mean, most people aren't even going to approve of 6th dimensional Dragon Ball. So the fact that I was able to prove evidence to get them to 10th dimensional, I think it's fine enough. Any other pieces of evidence and arguments I've seen out there is really ad hoc without enough, but it doesn't have enough argument to substantiate the claim. Like I said, I have Demon World here. I already have the Room of Spirit and Time, a time dimension. I have the Observable Universe, the Infinitely Expanding. I got all of that. So remember, I've captivated pretty much all the pieces of cosmology that we can have for Dragon Ball. The only thing you can argue is Dragon Ball Legends, but until then, this list will not be updated for the time being. Beyond the space beyond timelines is still going to stay the way it is right now. Zeno is, you see this little blue circle right here? This is waiting for any upgrades. Zeno would be here because Zeno is infinitely above all of this. So Zeno would be at the borderline of low hyperversal, and he'd be one of the only characters who I can confidently put at that tier. Now, Anime Zamasu went to threaten multiple 9th dimensional worlds, going in between the 10th dimensional space between timelines. So, in other words, Zamasu should be able to be 9th dimensional, in that case, an upper level of 9th dimensionality. Broly and Jiren should be beyond that, but that would just be higher levels of 9D. There's no proof that Broly or Jiren or Moro or Granola or Gas or Cell Max or, Shin Gohan or Beast Gohan has surpassed those levels of infinities. They're just going to be higher into the 9D until we get true evidence that they can really destroy all infinite worlds like that. So that's what I'll just say for now. I think this is, and people need to be satisfied with this because, I mean, Anno's Voldigold stops probably around this level at the Silver Sea. Daizerde stops around this level right here. Yumi Neko probably stops between here as well or here. Since Hanyu travels between the 5th dimension, the witches are beyond her, and it's Featherin's beyond the witches. But we don't have any proof that Featherin is infinitely beyond. Yogiri stops around between these tiers as well. Same with a lot of other visual. Ramiro Tempest is in between here based on what I was able to read. So Ramiro Tempest should be at least in this area of like the Seguro space, but not any higher or anything crazier. So yeah, a lot of visual novel characters don't even make it to the neutral zone. Only like Anos and Featherin, maybe Hajun can make it here based on what I've read. Now, if someone has substantial enough arguments, then yeah, we could believe it. But just because a realm has infinite concepts doesn't mean anything, because concept is an idea. I mean, it's like, oh, infinite concepts, yeah, and pertaining to what, a 4D space? Because when you go to a 3D space, you have so many different concepts. But when you're in a 4D space, you have a new axis. So guess what? A new axis means new level of possibilities. So that means you have a different level of infinite concepts than you did prior. Just like you have a different direction you can go into. So, the fact that anime Goku is up here, 9D, and manga Goku is at least 6D right now that we know of. We haven't confirmed them to be 7D yet. Since the transcript didn't show them go beyond space-time. Though you can argue Goku is like in between this line. He's about to get there. Maybe because, but then again, it depends, because manga Goku's a little iffy, because according to Toriyama, manga Gogeta and manga Broly should still scale to their anime counterparts. So if we do that scaling, you can get a 9th dimensional manga Goku, But to keep it safe and very consistent, he would sit around these levels. And I remember we had a conversation too. Midaka Box has super string theory, so she would go beyond 2 more dimensions beyond this right here. 2 to 3. 2 to 3 for now. Archie Sonic is double whatever this is right now, based on what me and Harvado went over, but we'll talk about that a little later. Even if we don't use that, Archie Sonic is still going to be relative to the Xeno realm and the 9D. So Archie Sonic, so either even the low ball Archie Sonic is still going to be able to scrap with Goku, more than likely. But consistently Archie Sonic, you need a Xeno Goku to fight Archie Sonic. If we're being consistent, I'm gonna try to do an Archie Sonic power scale video to kind of show the cosmology of Archie Sonic, because I think a lot of people downplay Archie Sonic. They say he's not even beyond 4D. But the thing about Archie Sonic is the afterlife in Archie Sonic is also transcending, and it's where death occurs. Knuckles was in death itself while still talking and having conversation with I forgot what her name was, but he was having a conversation with another echidna with pink quills. I forgot what her name. Kami Tenchi is a little weird. We could talk a little bit about Kami Tenchi in just a bit. Let me just read this scan to finalize this point. So it says here, Boma says,
There are plenty of rooms here, so pick whichever one you like. Thanks. You don't really mind me living here too? Not at all. You're more than welcome. In fact, I've only ever had my Trunks with me, so it'll be great having you around. Kind of like a daughter. Thank you so much. Cool. Now can we hang out forever? That you, Trunks? Oh boy, it really is you. Why didn't anyone tell me? Gohan, why are you here? Well, I actually started training in the gravity chamber a little while ago. You see, these days, nobody gives me a call when it's time to fight. Figure I should keep from getting rusty just in case. That makes sense. It's Gohan all grown up. He looks just like my Gohan from the future, like he's back from the dead. Though it's always so peaceful around here, so maybe no need. So this right here is big. You know why this is big? This is big because Gohan was training in the gravity chamber. So if Gohan is training in the gravity chamber without anyone else's approval, that tells us why Gohan was so damn strong in the movie. And that tells us why Gohan was ready for Moro and them. And why Gohan was relative. So this is good bonus material because it shows that Gohan was still training. This is good. So there we go. And Rage Quit Gaming, we'll talk about Archie in just a bit. Archie Sonic is far, far, far above 5D. Far, far above 5D. You see, the thing that people need to understand is there's 2 different writers for Archie. You got Ken Penders and Ian Flynn. Ken Penders was responsible for the Genesis Wave area where Archie Sonic was having all types of crossovers. Ian Flynn was responsible for resetting the multiverse to where Archie Sonic is probably 4D now, not even. So Archie Sonic is more close to the games currently. So think of it as post-retcon Archie versus pre-retcon. Kind of like Beyonder. Pre-retcon Archie Sonic is out of this freaking world. He's out of this world. Alright, so I'll answer the Kami Tenchi question in just a bit. Let's see here. So Gohan does say, guess your future world's also pretty peaceful around, right? I'd love to visit sometime, now that you saved the future and all. The peaceful future that I saved? Hey, Gohan, so how long are you going to stay here? The truth is, we're probably heading back in 2 to 3 days. Huh? So soon? Wish you could stick around. I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid I can't invite you to the future right now. But one of these days, yeah, I'll show you how peaceful it really is. Really? Looking forward to it. Can't wait to meet your version of Boma. Boma died. Gohan doesn't know. You're as insensitive as your father sometimes. Why? How so? My change of plans. Let's go back to the future before it was destroyed. Sure. That was how Trunks decided to return to his peaceful future before Zamasu ever appeared in Jump Victory Carnival, official 2017 guidebook. And then Vegeta and Goku are outside waiting. So this is pretty good. This tells you what happened to Trunks' future and what he did. So they went back before it was erased. So you can argue that Zeno erased a portion of his future and not the whole timeline. Well, maybe he deleted the timeline, but he didn't delete the time branch. So if that makes sense, think of it like time. Think of it as a tree, and different futures split off. So Zeno erased a branch. He didn't erase the whole tree. Can he erase the whole tree? Yes. According to Whis, he can. I find no reason that he can't, considering it takes no effort for him to do most of this. Like, he goes like this, and the universe erases. And he's not even in the universe. He can go, the whole universe erases. So, yeah, so that goes ahead to show you guys that is the chapter right there. We reached 40 views today. I'm pretty excited. Just drink some of my apple juice. Man, that is delicious. Now, let's continue on with... Now, I'll take a couple questions before I end the stream, because it's almost 9 o'clock. All right, so let's go ahead and see. So, according to Harvado, Archie Sonic is really strong. Yep, he is. Next up, we go to Carnerd and Nuclear. Nani webcam. Cooler, not gonna lie, I really like the granola arc, but Moral will always be superior. I agree. Moral was a granola arc doesn't, to me, just seems like a side arc. It's not really that long. It's not really that crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah. Wait, so you're saying this Jiren guy is stronger than the God of Destruction of your universe? That's right. So that's two confirmations. Topo's confirmation and Goku asked, but since you're a candidate for the God of Destruction, I thought for sure that you'd be the strongest. That's because Jiren isn't interested in becoming a God of Destruction, just like you. Anyways, there's not much time before the tournament. We better hurry up and excuse ourselves. Yeah, right, this is great. I'm glad there's incredible guys like you, and there's even stronger guys out there too. Now I'm really stoked about this tournament. You're strange, you know that? Good job, you did well, according to Belmont. Beerus is upset. Crap, with Goku like that, there's no way we'll win. Don't be so sure. When faced with any crisis, a Saiyan becomes stronger. He's probably already knows that, and that's why he's so happy. I doubt he thought that far ahead. So to kind of get you guys an idea, like if we're reading through this chapter, I'm gonna kind of breeze by this again. Topo flies off of his planet, and then anyway, oh wow, how pretty. So he says we only need one left alive to win, right? That's true. As long as Jiren comes, we won't have a problem. After him, anybody will do. Will Jiren really come? Don't worry, he will participate. And so yeah, this feat is still crazy, underrated. Whis with a glare could just accelerate your pregnancy, age you. So that's why I was telling people, like, they underestimate angels. You see, if a fight between if Baragon tried to fight Whis, he's not going to age Whis because Whis is immortal. And on top of that, Whis could literally age you to the point of whenever. So the fact that he just skipped 9 months with just a glare of his eyes goes to show it's easy for Whis. And not only that, he popped the baby out of her stomach. So when you think about that, and Bulma, and he literally accelerated, because when you first give pregnancy, I don't want to get too deep into this, but when you give birth, let's just say as a woman, your womb is not going to be, I kind of see, I got the Mike Tyson gap right here. No, I'm just playing, but when you're, you get pregnancy, you get birth, your womb is not going to close up like that. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. Then all your belly, like when a woman gives birth, her stomach doesn't just magically shrink. She has a lot of water weight and stuff that's in there. There's factors, the placenta. So the fact that we removed all that tells us that he technically kept Bulma's memory, but aged her pregnancy and body to the point where she'd be skinny again. So that's stupid impressive. So that's technically like 12. He literally accelerated her about a year. Yeah, she didn't. She said, what? Now you can go, oh, thank you so much, Whis. You made that so much easier. And Vegeta didn't even know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If Whis fought a certain character, if Whis fights certain characters, he could literally like remove their body parts without them even knowing. Think about that. They won't even know. So I mean, you may say this is. I mean, some people will say it's wank because it's not confirmed, but ooh!
Needed my daily donation. Lol. Also, where do you say Game Sonic caps off in the DB verse?
Thank you so much, Prince Boyd. I appreciate it. So, Game Sonic, to answer your question real quick before we continue with the Dragon Ball segment, in my opinion, Game Sonic caps around the Otherworld area because when he fought Solaris was not just in the past, present, and future. He was in between all timelines. So, to do that, you got to be 4D plus or 5D because he was considered a super dimensional being by Eggman. I noticed people who like made an argument and said, how would Eggman be able to perceive that? It's like, Eggman's a quantum scientist. Like, spoiler alert, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to mute. This is a spoiler alert to the Sonic movie. Spoiler alert, you got 5 seconds to mute. 2, 1. All right, you've been warned. And the movie, even in the movie canon, Eggman talks about how he'll take over the solar system, then the galaxy, then the universe, then the multiverse. And then maybe that'll be enough. So he's implying there's more to their verse than a multiverse. There's a higher multiverse because he's like, oh, that'll be enough. So the Master Emerald in the movie verse, potential-wise, is a multiversal gem. So Eggman already knows about multiverse theory. Real life, they're trying to prove it's really there. I mean, I can argue it's not, but for the sake of fiction, it exists. And then when it comes to Spawn, power scaling, it makes Archie Sonic even crazier because Archie Sonic canonically met Spawn. Eric, I think his name is Eric Largan. Eric Largan, the writer of Savage Dragon, was the one who's part of Image Comics, was confirming that whenever an Image Comic character meets another crossover, they're pseudo-canon. So it's not canon to their main story, but it's canon in a mixed story. Archie Sonic is specific. When Archie Sonic met Spawn and fought with Velocity, Savage Dragon, a couple others, that is official canon because in the next following chapter, Archie Sonic meets Sabrina the Teenage Witch, who Sabrina the Teenage Witch sends Sonic back to his verse. And when Sonic gets sent back to his verse and he speaks to Sonic, the space cop who is telling him, hey, Mammoth Mongol is going to destroy all these universes or there's a new enemy threat. Guess what? Here's the thing. In Savage Dragon, in the Image Comics, tell me why. I forgot what her name was, but tell me why. Spawn and many of them were aware of Mongol. How would they know Mammoth Mongol unless their multiverses were intertwined? And if Spawn's universe is intertwined, Spawn's multiverse is crazy big. The cosmology for Spawn is so much larger than I could ever imagine, thanks to her avocado. So based on Spawn, he makes it. Spawn makes Archie Sonic at least. If you guys want to hear the number, type a 0. Man, maybe I should save it for a video. All right, but yeah, I hope that answered your question, Prince Boyd. All right, so based on Spawn allows the Archie, and yes, Archie Sonic and Spawn meeting is canon to Archie Sonic. And that means Spawn is without a doubt officially, with Archie Sonic's canon, 25th dimensional. I'm not joking. 25th dimensional. And since the Nexus Precious Stone is the support of extra dimensional worlds, because the existence of the stone is the support of all extra dimensional worlds, and then you have Capcom verse, which Capcom is canon to Archie, which includes Devil May Cry, which could be up to 9 dimensions. So, and Capcom is 100% canon to Archie Sonic and Worlds Collide that came out in 2013 era. So guess what? When it comes to that, Archie Sonic is definitely going in the, he's 25th dimensional. Archie Sonic is factually 25th dimensional. That's for sure. Because the Nexus gem proves that the extra dimensional worlds is supported by that gem. So that's 26 dimensions. And then that's just that. That's not even factoring in the fact that Archie Sonic himself and God Sigma transcended all the facets of creation and became over his limits. So you could argue that's 27th dimensional, and Archie Sonic bypassed him and clapped him. So you could literally argue a 27th dimensional Archie Sonic. It's kind of crazy. He's almost up. He still is going to get slammed by. He's still going to get slammed by my boy here, right? This dude will still slam him, but because he's 38th dimensional. But the point still shows that, and yes, he's not just 38th dimensional because I'm saying it. He's stated verbatim to be 38th dimensional, so he's verbatim 38th dimensional. But anyway, I'll go ahead and capitalize further what I mean by Archie Sonic and pull up the scans after these messages. Ching ching haunchi. Yush. Okay. All right, everyone. I hope you guys are back from that commercial break. Yeah. Yeah, Sunny King, if you want the Discord invite, go right into the description of this video, and you'll find it right there. Okay? Dragon Ball having a crossover with Fortnite is really interesting because I have a feeling that that'll be canon to Dragon Ball Heroes at some point. I mean, Whis' hacks are crazy. You literally conjure up pictures and images of people. I think a lot of people underestimate Whis. And this creature right here. Let me see here. The fact that this creature gave him a bit of trouble goes to show that this creature, he looks generic, but this creature right here is... Guys, you want to know what's funny about this creature? That is funny. Fortnite, Dragon Ball with Fortnite. So, what's going to be funny about this is that this feat supports that Jiren is indeed stronger than... I mean, this creature is stronger than Majin Buu. Think about that. Because Toppo was like... I mean, but then again, you could argue that Dispo could have one-shot it. But if Dispo one-shotted it right there, he would have blew up the planet. But I still think it's crazy. This creature's stronger than Majin Buu. Like, the fact that this creature's stronger than Majin Buu. And then Jiren caves this creature in through the planet. That's hilarious. Then captures it. And he's like, Jiren, that was fast. I thought you were on planet Tawali. I took care of the onslaught of an alien incident. So I came here. You mean you flew all the way here from Tawali without using a spaceship? Yes, it's faster that way. You're as fast as a flyer ever. So this confirms Jiren is as fast as... he's as fast as gas. Because we don't know where Tawali's at, but Dispo seems to be implying you need a spaceship. So if Jiren needs a spaceship and they weren't suspecting him to show up, that means it could have taken him a certain amount of time. Spaceships in Dragon Ball are billions upon billions of times the speed of light. Goku and them were surprised when they seen Gas flying back to Earth. Back to planet Serial, even though he was on the opposite side of the universe. So that tells us that Jiren has the same speed feat as Gas, or is at least relative, because they're like, yo, you got here without a spaceship that fast? They were surprised. So if these Super Saiyan God level fighters are surprised by Jiren's speed, then Jiren has got to be someone who is at least consistently, as fast as Gas. So Jiren is faster than Dragon Ball spaceships. Remember, Toppo used a spaceship to get out of Belmont's planet. We know that Beerus's planet is somewhere in the universe, but it's not locatable normally. You can't even use instant transmission to get there normally unless you really, really, really know where it's at. So with that said, that tells us that Jiren is faster than Topo's spaceship. That's crazy. That's crazy. The same spaceship that can go to Belmont's planet, Jiren is faster than that? Yo, stop playing. Yo, Jiren better stop playing, bro. Jiren has a measurable combat speed, but I'd say his regular base speed is septillions of times the speed of light. Because we don't know if Beerus's planet contains another dimension in it. So you could say it's an inaccessible speed level feat. Kind of like classic Superman, where classic Superman hit infinity over time. So you could argue Jiren has that type of speed. So yeah, let's continue on. So he is like, I'm sorry, but I have to decline our priorities to protect the peace of the universe. So yeah, Jiren is pretty fast. And he's like, if the Universe 11 has any trouble while I'm away, I'm coming right back here. Those are my conditions. Got it. That's fine. So the thing is, here's the thing. Jiren is so strong. All right, let me tell you guys something real quick. Let's go back. Let's go back real quick. Jiren is so strong, right? I want you guys to peep this real quick. Jiren is so goddamn strong that he tells Belmod what to do. Like, he literally said, nah, I'm not going nowhere. And he's like, you want me to go there? All right, you got to abide by my conditions. So he literally is like, if we win, your wish could come true. Because look at Belmod goes there. Because look at Belmod's here. And then all of a sudden he's right here. So Belmod is clearly fast. How did Belmod get from here to freaking here? Because look, he's like, I'm sorry about the decline. How can you say that, Jiren? If we lose this match, there won't be a universe to defend. Then that is the fate of our universe. I'm not about to save our own universe at the cost of having others erased. Are you really okay with that? You would lose everything you've worked hard to protect. Is that really the kind of justice you believe in? If we win, your wish could come true, Jiren. Get out of here, fruit fly. Go away, go away. Okay. I hope the vacuum in the background isn't too distracting for people. Right here it says, Lord Belmod. If Lord Belmod came all this way himself, then this really must be a big deal. Well, care to participate now? Hey, Jiren, Lord Belmod is asking you for you personally. And look at Jiren. He's like, if Universe 11 has any trouble while I'm away, I'll come back. I'll come right back here. Those are my conditions. Got it. That's fine. So look at Belmod. Jiren is literally like, I don't care if... like, think about it. Here's what people need to realize. Jiren is straight up saying, I don't care if Belmod's here. You think I care? You think I'm scared of him? The same guy who could damage Beerus. The same guy who could damage Beerus. He's sitting there like, okay, I have a condition. If this happens, I'm coming back here. I don't care if Belmod's here. Like, what he gonna do? Belmod, like, Beerus is literally the embodiment of who gonna stop me. That's Jiren. Jiren is literally who gonna stop me. So yeah, with that said, I would say that Jiren is a solid. So here's the thing. Here's how I think about it. I think Moro 7. I think Angel Moro and I think Jiren Limit Breaker and Broly Legendary Super Saiyan are the top 3 dogs. Still, I still think they're the top 3. I know that people who don't think they're the top B, but they're the top 3. Gas and Granola are relative to them, but not as strong or not stronger. So you could say Granola and Gas are about the same level as Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, but they may not be necessarily strong. Because when Whis, I think when Whis said, oh, Goku and Vegeta, nobody else in the universe stronger than you, I think Whis was talking specifically on nobody stronger than you, your Master Ultra Instinct, particularly Goku. I think that's what Whis meant. And I think Whis meant that nobody right now is stronger than you guys. And then Granola came up and he's like, I'm the strongest. So Granola, did Granola surpass Broly? Probably, but to say, I don't think he surpassed Legendary Super Saiyan Broly because Mastered Ultra Instinct, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly are all designed to get stronger. Broly got so much stronger and adapted to the point he matched Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. So I think Broly is weaker than Granola only until he transforms. Once he transforms, he's going to adapt and get stronger than Granola. And then he's going to adapt and get stronger than Gas. So I think Broly, at his max peak, is still stronger. Because Moro is dead. So we can't count. You can't count Moro. Moro's not alive. So to say that, oh, they're stronger than it's like, yeah, but they're not stronger than Granola. Than Moro. Because Angel Moro, if Angel Moro fought current Ultra Instinct would lose. Because Angel Moro would be able to match him, use magic, absorb his ki because he could match the speed, and Goku needed help from Oob just to beat him. So in other words, Goku's stamina wouldn't last long enough, especially because 7-3 gives Moro infinite stamina and healing abilities. Plus, keep in mind, Goku's strongest forms of Ultra Instinct is when he's emotional but calm. When he fought Gas, he was emotional, but he couldn't stay calm. So he had to revert to Omen in order to beat Gas. So I think that Gas is weaker than Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and is weaker than Jiren, Limit Breaker, and is weaker than Moro 7-3. And the reason I think that is because Moro 7-3 hit Mastered Ultra Instinct. We're talking about a Master Ultra Instinct that's arguably stronger than the one that fought Jiren, and a Master Ultra Instinct that auto-adapts his body, and a Master Ultra Instinct that is emotionally invested and still calm and still at his peak. Yet Moro 7-3 was still able to tag him several times. Jiren was able to tag Mastered Ultra Instinct. Granola did not once touch Mastered Ultra Instinct, and neither did and Gas can't touch him either. If he was truly in his real Mastered Ultra Instinct, Gas wouldn't touch him. Gas fought a weaker Mastered Ultra Instinct. Because it's like they said, because the thing is, when Goku was fighting Jiren and Master Ultra Instinct, his whole face the whole time. When he fought Moro 7-3, he was not having a good time. Goku was trying to kill Moro 7-3. He was trying to destroy Jiren. He tried his best. Jiren outbeat him. Jiren beat Master Ultra Instinct. Moro 7-3 absorbed his energy. And so Granola, he's over here smiling like, hey, you can come back, Granola. You can be a good guy with us. Like, Goku's not even focused while in Master Ultra Instinct. Master Ultra Instinct requires extreme calmness and extreme focus. Goku had extreme focus versus Moro and Jiren. And I think this is supported by the movie because Vegeta is still trying to aim to be as strong as Jiren. Why would you try to aim to be as strong as Jiren but not aim to be as strong as someone like Granola? Or someone like Broly, or something like that. Like, why are you trying? Like, if that proves that Jiren is still the strongest mortal they've ever fought, and Goku just got lucky. It's kind of like when Luffy fought Eneru in the anime. Eneru would have stomped Luffy. Same with Crocodile, but Luffy just happened to be their weakness. If Luffy wasn't their weakness, he would have got bodied. So because Eneru's attacks didn't work on Luffy and Luffy was immune to them, that's why Luffy beat Eneru. So he got really lucky. That's kind of what happened with Goku and Vegeta. Goku kind of got lucky with Master Ultra Instinct because Jiren was antagonizing him to use it. And Jiren also could not fight to kill. Broly was fighting to kill. Broly wasn't trying to kill Frieza. Because in the novel, it said Broly stopped beating up Frieza when he saw Frieza lost his will to fight. But Broly was trying to kill Gogeta. Broly was trying to kill Goku because he thought Goku killed his father. So Broly was trying to kill Goku. Moro was trying to kill Goku. Jiren was not trying to kill Goku. He was trying to bring the best out of Goku. So there's a complete difference there. Moro freaking shoved his whole fist through Goku's chest. So there's a big difference there. There was a whole bunch of killing intent. And again, like they said, Broly's the strongest enemy because he's an enemy. When they said Jiren was the strongest foe, they mean like an opponent. Like a competition. We're in a competition together. We're not trying to kill each other. Jiren is Goku's strongest one-on-one foe, like competitive foe, not enemy. So keep that in mind. So we got the difference between. So Jiren is not even a villain by that context. So, yeah, so in that area, I think that's very important. And this makes sense because Vegeta's trying to aim to be like Jiren, and then after the fact is Jiren is still stronger than Belmod. Belmod couldn't even boss him around. What do you guys think would happen if Goku talked to Beerus like this? Jiren would talk to Beerus like this too, and he would be strong enough to back it up. Not a single when Beerus saw Broly, he was like, ugh. Finally, you guys got rid of all that stupid racket. You guys are so loud fighting. So he felt like Broly, the fight with Broly was just annoying and loud. He didn't find Broly as a threat. Whis is watching Broly like, absolutely magnificent. I believe this battle will come to a rousing finale. But when they fought Moro, Whis is like, I'm afraid Goku might lose. And then Whis is like, fine, Goku, boop, blocks the finger with his like, Goku, I'm gonna need you to understand something. You gotta start fighting him for real, or the Earth could be destroyed. Why does Whis care? Because I'm not trying to lose my food. Bulma still has a bunch of meals she promised me to. So basically, Whis is trying to protect the Earth because he wants that food. Whis, when he saw Broly, was just like enjoying the fight. And Whis, when he saw freaking Gas, he was like, hey, what's up, Gas? How you doing? So it's like, no threat. But when we saw Jiren, Whis is like, so that rumor is true. He really is stronger than a god of destruction. Or Whis was worried, like, oh, this is going to be impressive. And even Vados was saying, Vados, the girl who's stronger than Whis, was like, Jiren's power is terrifying. He's even surpassed time itself. Belmod is like, ugh, losing his mind. I didn't think this mortal could be that strong. Because Belmod's like, Jiren's stronger than me. How is somebody beating him? And then Beerus, literally, let's pull up the scan. I don't want to click on that video because this is going to get demonetized. So not doing it. Yay! But let's see this scan right here. Is this really the energy from one warrior? Why would this? Why is Beerus sweating and surprised? And this image kind of, I know people are gonna get mad, but this image is true. Beerus is sleeping while Broly, and when he sees Jiren, he's freaking shocked. Beerus wasn't surprised when he saw the others as well. The god of destruction happens to be stronger than Jiren, etc. I mean, Beerus. You finally decided that, and that was because he was talking about Kitella. So, in other words, long story short, nobody's. In other words, basically, the long story short. Hold on, one moment. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. It was my mother-in-law just going to give me a welcome home back to America. So let's go ahead and go over a little bit of the things. Yes, Andre, I agree with you. Beerus was more so worried about his warriors fighting, but at the same time, we still have to take into consideration Beerus wasn't worried about Hit being powerful. Beerus was worried about them losing. Here, Beerus is actually surprised by how much power Jiren has. So because of that, and the way the angels talk about it, is this was actually a battle that was surprising him, because basically the way Beerus was looking at it, yo, this is somebody who's actually at my level. Because Belmod could hurt Beerus, no matter how you splice it, no matter what you say, objectively, nobody can debunk this. It's undebunkable. Objectively, Belmod is able to hurt Beerus. Period. He's able to hurt him. He's able to compete with him. It's kind of like Trunks versus Goku. Trunks can still hurt Goku. You know what I mean? Or like Vegeta versus Goku. Or, they're going to land hits. Doesn't matter if Goku's stronger. He's still going to make it a high difficulty. So the fact that Belmod is a high diff, mid-high diff for Beerus goes to show that, and Jiren is above that, goes to show that Jiren is at least on those ranges of like, maybe Champa ranges. Maybe Jiren's about as strong as Champa, or maybe around relative to Ivok or Ramoshi, like the last fighters of the tournament of the exhibition match. So it goes to show that Jiren is still up there. So the fact that Jiren, and it makes sense, because when Mastered Ultra Instinct came, Beerus was actually praising him like he's fighting godlike. I'm actually surprised. So it goes to show that the Mastered Ultra Instinct that fought Moro 7-3 was also, that fought Angel Moro, or even Moro 7-3, was still so strong that even Beerus had to acknowledge, hey, he's got this in the bag. Like, he got it. But then when Goku started taking all day, Beerus is like, oh, just finish the dang job. Like, you suck. So basically, Beerus is still a better fighter than Goku. I know people like to say, oh, well, Goku's a martial artist. No, Beerus is a better martial artist than Goku. He knows pressure points. He knows how to end a fight quickly. Beerus is still stronger than Jiren and Broly. But the fact that Goku said, hey, you might even be as strong as Beerus. Goku saw Beerus at 100%. It's just that he lost track of the battle because he said, oh my gosh, everyone is so strong, I can't even tell who's fighting anymore. So although Goku lost track of the fight, he still kind of has somewhat knowledge about how strong a God of Destruction is. So when Goku made that comparison of Broly to Beerus, that means that Broly and Beerus, when Beerus saw Broly on his planet, he was like, why'd you bring someone like that here? So it shows that Broly and Jiren, in my opinion, are at least equals or around relative. I think Jiren is still stronger because of his fighting style. He's able to remain calm and he's a better fighter. But I think that Broly is super close. Like, I think the gap between Broly and Jiren is the same gap between Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku. That's how I look at it. I think they're pretty much equal. And I think that Broly and Jiren are still stronger than Gas and Granola. And I think stronger than Moro 7-3. But I don't think they're stronger than I think they're about equal to Angel Moro. So I pretty much, the way I look at it is like Angel Moro is like the Gohan, Jiren is like the Goku, Broly is like the Vegeta, if that makes sense. They're like all relative to each other. And then now that we got Shin Gohan coming into the picture, Shin Gohan is like, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, is Shin Gohan stronger than Broly? Or is he around equal to Broly? Because if he's equal to Broly and he surpassed Goku and Vegeta, that tells us Broly is stronger than MUI. Or Broly was stronger. I mean, you could argue Broly got a Zenkai as well. So there's a lot to consider. And I think the thing is like Jiren isn't going to stay the same power. He's not going to stay the same level of power. And who knows? In the movie, for all we know in the movie, Vegeta might have met another version. They might meet Jiren again before the movie takes place. So before the Cell Max arc takes place, Vegeta might have already met Jiren a second time. And they might have had a fight. And that might be why... Let me tell you what I'm trying to say. After the Granola arc, Vegeta and Goku might meet Jiren again. They might meet Jiren again before the movie takes place. And then Vegeta might say, well, Jiren wasn't that much stronger than us, yet his power was overwhelming. Vegeta, for all we know, they could be setting up for a second meeting of Jiren. So saying, the current Jiren isn't that much stronger than them, but is still so much overwhelmingly powerful because of how calm he could stay. So it's kind of implying Jiren is still stronger than them. Yeah, you can talk about Dragon Ball Superhero. I mean, you could talk about it here. This is only in manga, ATARi, not anime. Yeah. He could be surprised because simply he didn't know Immortal could be this strong. Well, here's the thing, RDC. You can't say it doesn't mean much, because if it doesn't mean much, why would the writers put it in there? The writers are not going to put that in there if it didn't mean much. So clearly, it has some. It means something. They're not going to put that in there and it doesn't mean anything. That would be a waste of writing space. So clearly, the writers are trying to convey something to us readers. Something is going on. And in this context, in the same way as in this context, it's clear that the writers are trying to tell us, like, Jiren, and again, in the manga, they tell us Jiren is stronger than Belmod. And heck, in the anime, Whis confirms, I don't have the exact scan, but Whis confirms, like a god of destruction, right here. And he's like, perhaps even surpass it. There is a universe where lives a mortal that even a god of destruction can't defeat. It appears the rumor is true. So in the anime and the manga, Jiren is verbatim, objectively god of destruction level. And if you're god of destruction level, you're strong enough to hurt Beerus. Like, actually hurt Beerus and bruise him. Because in the anime, Champa was causing Beerus to have a black eye and bleeding and bloody nose. And Champa hasn't trained in a long time. And the manga, Beerus was joking around with Champa. Obviously, in the manga, Beerus is still stronger than Champa, but Beerus still didn't want to get hit by Champa. Because if you read the manga, Beerus versus Champa, Beerus made sure Champa didn't hit him. Because when Champa came down with a punch, Beerus was like, "Oh shoot!" Because Beerus still don't want to get clocked by Champa's punches. So it shows that Champa can still physically hurt Beerus. And if Champa can hurt Beerus and Belmod can cut Beerus' skin, and Kitella, who are both the two strongest gods of destructions, then it tells us that gods of destructions are all relative to one another. Even if they're strong by at least a certain margin, they're strong enough to where they can't tank an attack. Remember when Android 16 punched Semi-Perfect Cell? 16 versus Semi-Perfect Cell. So remember when 16 fought Semi-Perfect Cell? In the manga, this is what happened. And this happened in the anime. He did 0 damage. It didn't hurt him at all. So if 16, who is as strong as Imperfect Cell, can't even damage Second Form Cell at all, then what does that tell you about Gods of Destruction? See, in Dragon Ball, if you're at least, I think it's 50% or I think it's 20% stronger than your opponent, or at least you could destroy them and dominate them. If you're 50% stronger, you'll clap them, and if you're 2 times stronger, you could just straight up tank hits from them without even moving. And this is what happened when Janemba, remember when Janemba punched Gogeta in the movie? Gogeta didn't even need to move. When Moro went to go hit Ultra Instinct Goku, Goku didn't need to move. They're so much stronger that they could just tank the hits. But Beerus is not that much stronger than any of his God of Destruction counterparts where he can tank hits. So that means Beerus is not even 2 times stronger than Belmod, not 2 times stronger than Seadra or anyone else. Because if he was, he would be able to just tank hits straight up. But he never done that. He never just took a straight up hit and tanked it. Every single God of Destruction was able to outpower him, like Moscow, or punch him. And Hellas almost killed Liquor, and Liquor stopped Belmod, and Belmod could cut Beerus. So they're all relative to each other, and that's just a fact. He could be surprised. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. I mean, Piccolo and Raditz were swapping hands despite how much stronger he was. Raditz was playing around with them, though. So you can't use that argument because Raditz was objectively playing around with them. Raditz even told them. Raditz didn't want to kill Goku and Piccolo immediately because he wanted to recruit Goku. And he thought Piccolo might be of some use because of how much stronger he was compared to the rest of the Earthlings. So we still can't use that argument. So the point is, even now, like the whole premise is, if Beerus isn't strong enough to punt, if Beerus isn't strong enough to tank any hits from Gods of Destruction, he's not 2 times stronger than any of his God of Destruction counterparts. And the fact that Belmod is weaker than Jiren, both in the anime and in the manga, objectively Jiren is stronger, then that means that Master Ultra Instinct Goku is strong enough to hurt Beerus. And he should be able to, because when Beerus saw Master Ultra Instinct Goku fight, he was surprised and he was giving him credit for it. In the anime, he smiled and was like, "What a guy! He really mastered it, huh?" And then when he fought Moro, Beerus was still like, "Man, this dude's impressive." Like he was, and Whis was like, "That's rare." And Whis even said, "It's rare for you to give someone such praise, Beerus." And he said, "I have to give credit where credit is due. He's fighting godlike." So even Beerus acknowledged, Master Ultra Instinct is at my level. It's acknowledged. It's beautiful and elegant to watch it fight. That's how Beerus was seeing the form, both in the anime and in the manga, mostly in the manga. So either way you look at it, and we're going to look at it right here. We're going to see exactly the difference of power between how Jiren is treated in the anime and the manga. So I'll just show you right here. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get to the scene, because you need to see the reactions to how they treat each other. So yeah, let's see here. So yeah, when they're fighting 17, Jiren was obviously looking at it, trying to back up. 17 could hear it everywhere, blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the previous chapter to see Goku and Jiren fight. Hey, Beerus was fighting multiple opponents at once. We know that can affect durability if caught off guard. The difference is between power between Belmont and Beerus is still more vague, being as it's a 1v1. I think it's not that he can't tank hits on a 1v1. I think it's more on him getting singled out repeatedly to the point of him losing. Well, you can't say that either, Wing Dragon God of Ra. And you know why you can't say that? Is because Beerus was confident he could take them all at once. But that doesn't really mean much. That just means Beerus is a better martial artist. Because Beerus was using his knowledge of Ultra Instinct while they were making open attacks at him. Because when the tournament started to break down later on, Beerus still was panting in damage. And we can't say it affected his durability much because he was smiling through the whole thing and he wasn't panting at all. And in fact, Kitella and Beerus were literally saying, I knew it was going to come down to us at the last end, which tells us Kitella and Beerus are still equal. And even Beerus acknowledged that Kitella beat him in an arm wrestling match, which shows Kitella is still physically stronger than Beerus. So you really can't say that, because even if it was a 1v1, you can't argue that it'll end really easily. It's a free-for-all, but all gods of destruction are still strong enough to hurt each other. And you can't really say that for Beerus, because Beerus got caught in Belmont's bubble, and even the two strongest gods, Kitella wasn't affected by durability at all. Kitella didn't fight anyone except for Beerus, and then Kitella still got cut by Belmont. So if Kitella can still get cut and sliced up by Belmont, and no, it doesn't act like a Kienzan. The attack is more so just a blast-based attack, because obviously we know that if it was like a Kienzan, people would be losing limbs. The whole point is Belmont literally was doing that. Kitella still had his max. Kitella was still healthy. He was still at max power, and yet Kitella still took damage. And we know Kitella for a fact in the story it's Beerus's Vegeta in that sense. So in that context, it still shows that Beerus was still relatively healthy, and that was just a sample attack he threw at them. Because I mean, Seadra still put out a barrier, and to put out a barrier, you need to emit twice the amount of ki. Beerus had an attack that was designed to kill. Let me see here. Let me put my camera back on. Beerus had an attack that was still designed to kill. That was designed to take out multiple gods of destruction, and we see it right here. Let me see here. Right here. So in order to do a barrier, you need to have 2 times the ki as your opponent. That's a fact in Dragon Ball Encyclopedia. So that means the attack that was designed to take out 5 gods of destruction, and Goku's like, oh, he really is going to kill them. But here's the thing. Goku doesn't know how strong that real attack is. He just thinks it's going to kill them because Goku underestimates the other gods. And then Seadra is able to emit twice the amount of ki and block the attack completely. So what does that mean? Seadra's twice as strong as Beerus? No, it means Beerus was still playing around when he did that. Beerus was going all out, but he wasn't truly unleashing like his full power. He's still conserving his stamina. So when you look at this battle from an analytical perspective, it shows that Kitella was still weaker. Wait, what did the whole arm wrestling happen? The arm wrestling happened earlier because Whis talks about it earlier on in the chapter. And keep in mind, Moscow was still able to fight later on in the tournament because Moscow took an attack from 3 Gods of Destruction, was still able to take on stuff. So just because Beerus is able to dodge multiple Gods of Destructions doesn't really necessarily mean that Beerus is like the weak. It doesn't necessarily mean Beerus is like 2 times stronger than all of them. Because I mean, Beerus making this face, trying to break out, is not a sign. This is not a sign of someone who's twice as strong as you. This is a sign of someone who's barely stronger than you or around your level and is struggling like crap. Look at his face. He's struggling because it's clear that they're all relative in power. So my whole thing is that all the Gods of Destructions are relative in power. And the fact that Jiren is stronger than Belmod, which is confirmed, tells us that Mastered Ultra Instinct at its peak and a full power Jiren are the strongest characters still to this day. And Broly is up there because Goku saw Beerus' full power and was comparing it. So even if Goku's comparing it, it still shows that Broly is at least God of Destruction relativistic. So if Broly is relativistic to the God of Destruction, that means Mastered Ultra Instinct, even if Goku went Master Ultra Instinct versus Broly, it would have been high, extreme high difficulty for Goku to come out the winner. So that's the main premise I'm going with. I think Angel Moro, Broly, and Jiren are all relative around the same level. I think it's supported in the series, and, we'll see. Good agreement, but still, we have seen attacks go through bodies without leaving holes. Jiren versus Super Saiyan through his stomach. Here, I'm not done with this as I am typing, which takes longer to reply. It's okay. I get what you're saying, but again, the argument isn't about whether a key attack goes through someone. The argument is just the fact that Belmod could still cut Beerus. And we know his cards don't act like a Kienzan because Kienzan doesn't go through people. You have to Kienzan doesn't go through people by just saying, I'm going to go through you halfway and cut here.
I know this is out of
Oh,
nowhere,
wow.
but have you read Chainsaw Man?
Wow, thank you, 120 Mask. Appreciate it with the $5 donation. That is clutch. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Let me just lower this a little bit right here. Oh man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That means a lot. So yeah, I have not read the Chainsaw Man yet, but you please give me a quick synopsis on what it's about. I might take a look at it. Thank you. Wow. It's like looking at the stands, it seems like each other universe has lost 2 to 3 fighters so far. And then obviously we still have this battle with Goku versus Toppo and them. Goku's in his regular Super Saiyan form. He's not on blue. Goku can't catch up with him. Dispo's out speed blitzing Goku. Goku's in Super Saiyan 2. Goku powers up to blue, goes after, fight me, Jiren. And Jiren key eyes him. Jiren is like, bro, I gotta read this chapter to people so they can really understand the true narrative about how Jiren was made to be as a character. Because Jiren was designed to be God of Destruction level, and then they bring him up in the recent movie. It's very clear that they're trying to convey Jiren is still relative to the conversation. I think the problem is people think Broly one-shots Jiren. Broly stomps Jiren. Moro 7-3 claps Jiren. Oh my gosh, granola and gas. No, that's not how it is. Jiren is still relative in power to them. Which, it sucks, because here's the thing. Let me give you a measure. Here's Frieza. Alright? Here's Mecha Frieza. Here's Super Saiyan Goku. You see the gap? The gap was so dang big that's what happened. It's like this. See, here's the gap. Here's the gap between Frieza and Goku, and then here's the gap between Goku and the androids. Then this is the androids right here. These are the androids, and this is Cell. Cell is all the way up here. It's crazy. So the gaps got bigger. Then here's Cell. Here's base form Goku. Buu Saga base form Goku is barely under Cell. Super Saiyan Goku, according to the manga, literally said, oh, someone at Deborah's level who's stronger than Super Perfect Cell, oh, that'll be easy. So Goku's oh, it's easy. Cell's easy at this point. Yet Fat Majin Buu's here, and Deborah's all the way down here. Then Buhan's up here, and Fat Majin Buu's below here, and then the gaps gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Here's Super Saiyan God Goku, right? Here's Resurrection F Goku. Here's Resurrection F Goku. Here's Universal 6 Goku. And then here's Universal 6 Goku. Here's Zamasu arc, Perfected Blue Goku. See how big that gap got? But after the Tournament of Power, here's the gap between Goku. Here's the gap between Jiren. Here's the gap between Broly. You could argue Broly's slightly weaker or around equal. That's the gap between them. That's the gap. What about Moro 7-3? Well, Moro 7-3's not got a destruction level. But then when Angel Moro came along, they needed help. So Angel Moro might be slightly above Jiren and Broly, or might be around here to Broly and Jiren. We don't really know. But we know he's at least relative. Then Gas and Granola came. Gas and Granola are not stronger than Master Ultra Instinct, and Master Ultra Instinct is clearly it's not as strong as the one that fought Moro 7-3, Angel Moro or Jiren. Because Master Ultra Instinct wasn't really kicking on the stakes until he saw that Granola was starting to lose the battle. Then he awakens the Susanoo Ultra, or Ultra Susanoo. That's a pretty dope name. Ultra Susanoo. And then he yeets Granola. Then he yeets Gas. You see how much stronger he was than Gas? When he really triggered the true Mastered Ultra Instinct. So the gap between Gas, Granola, Broly, Jiren, Moro, they're all relative to each other. And it looks like the gaps aren't jumping that high anymore like they used to. In the old Dragon Ball era, Goku went from a power level of 90,000 to 3 million. But now, in the current Dragon Ball era, it supports what Vegeta. It supports what was said before by Vegeta. We're not going to get that much stronger if we keep training Goku. It seems like Toyotarou was going that route where the gaps are big. The gaps are here, but they're not detrimental. So could Gas be strong?
It's like
Whoa.
Bleach mixed with Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a good read. I mainly asked you if you read it because I wanted to know if how far the Gun Devil would get if he fought the Tailed Beast in a gauntlet.
Well, now that you put it that way, I might have to look at it now. No, but thank you so much. Wow, 120 Mask with a $10 donation going off today. That's crazy. You guys I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. I'll have to definitely check it out. If it's a mix of Jujutsu Kaisen and Bleach, that definitely sounds like something I'd be interested in. So I'll take a look at it, and I'll definitely like to give my opinion or thoughts on it at some point. That definitely sounds really interesting. Well, Master Ultra Instinct got caught off guard by Granola and still lost. Well, here's the thing, Jay Kazuya. Apparently, he lost too much stamina, which is kind of stupid, right? It's so inconsistent. It's like they had to write a weak point so it can work. So, yeah. The thing is, ATARi, I like your logic. You do have a good argument, but you also dismiss certain things the manga tells us. When Goku told Moro he's the toughest opponent he'd ever fought, you don't accept it. I know what you mean, Winged Dragon Raw, but the thing is, in that context, it's kind of like when in the manga they said Kid Buu is the most troublesome, right? Or the most dangerous Majin. You kind of got to look at this carefully because it's like if it's 7-3 Moro being the toughest opponent, this could just mean the toughest enemy. Because remember, we're reading the English, we're not reading the Japanese. The kanji for opponent in Japanese could have two different kanji. You can have one that means opponent, like a competition opponent, and another that means strongest enemy. Broly was an enemy, so maybe it could mean 7-3 is above Broly, but I don't think so because here's the thing. You know what this can mean? It can mean 7-3 is stronger than Super Saiyan Broly, but not Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, because Goku never fought Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Gogeta did. So technically, because if you want to be very technical about that, you can have that. And keep in mind, just because they say things like that, it can always fall apart. Because remember, Goku, and I'm not saying Goku's not reliable or we can't accept it, but we got to take what Goku says with a grain of salt sometimes. Pay attention. Peep game. Goku fought Zamasu and said, Zamasu could be at your level, Beerus. You could be at Beerus' level. Goku gets punched by Master Roshi. Wow, this tingling feeling in my hand. I haven't felt a tingling feeling like that since I was fighting Beerus as Super Saiyan God. Guess Roshi is at Super Saiyan God level now. Like, come on. Come on. Let's be realistic. Roshi is not no Super Saiyan God level. I don't care how much people try to say it is. That would be an outlier. That would be an outlier. Because the narrative does not support Roshi being able to bust the entire 6-dimensional macrocosm with a casual punch. So when Goku's like, wow, my hand's tingling from you, Roshi. Whoa, you must be... Wow, Zamasu, you're like Beerus level. And the same thing. Wow, Broly, you might be stronger than Beerus. Well, Goku, didn't you say that the gods are so overwhelmingly strong that you couldn't even keep up with them? So it's like Goku can be really iffy at times. You know, maybe he's trying to flatter Moro, or maybe he's saying the toughest enemy, as in you're the most stubborn enemy, like you're toughest, you're hard to beat because you're really stubborn and slippery and annoying. Because Broly never stuck his freaking hand through Goku's chest and killed him. Broly never almost killed Goku, alright? Sure, he beat him to a pulp, but when Broly was doing the Hulk to Loki on Goku, bam, 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 Goku was still conscious. Watch the movie again. Goku was unconscious, but he was still able to keep his Super Saiyan God form on. He was knocked out like this, but he was still Super Saiyan God. When Moro did that to Goku knocked out. He immediately went back to base. So the difference is Broly just ruffled Goku up. Goku was still Super Saiyan God. But then when Moro stabbed him, he reverted back to base form. And Goku's thinking, you're like the toughest opponent I've ever faced because you nearly killed me. So obviously the guy who nearly killed you is going to be the toughest you've ever dealt with. And to give you an example of this, I'll show you another thing. Here's the proof. I know, please chat, don't call this a false equivalence. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Pay attention to what I'm saying, guys. If you read the data books for Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu Yu Hakusho Forever, she translated this. The data books for Yusuke, Botan asked Yusuke, or no, it's supposed to be the readers. The readers are talking to the Yu Yu Hakusho cast, and people were writing in fan mail trying to ask questions. So the question to Yusuke was like, who is a tougher opponent, Toguro or Sensui? Pay attention, guys. When Yusuke was asked who's tougher, Toguro or Sensui, you know who Yusuke said? He said Sensui was stronger, but Toguro was the most painful and toughest opponent. I think that's what Goku meant. I know these are two different shonen genres and written for two different ways, but when you factor in that Moro almost literally killed Goku, Broly didn't. Doesn't matter. Broly beat the hell out of Goku, but he didn't almost kill him. Goku got his freaking lung. Goku had a hole through his body and lungs. He couldn't breathe. He literally almost died. So in Goku's eyes, Goku's mind, you're the toughest opponent because you literally almost killed me. You don't play games. And Moro fights strategically, whereas Broly just kind of Now, true, Broly was learning how to fight as he went, but as you still seen, Broly left a lot of openings. And they tell you that in the novel. So, Broly just powers through everything. And he's just speed blitzes and power. Sure, he learns as he fights, but he learns how to use his power. Not how to do Wing Chun or how to do karate, like Goku and them know. Because Whis knows Wing Chun, which is weird. I don't know why, but anyway. Main bottom line is different martial arts. But the bottom line is, I think that just like what Yusuke said Toguro was the toughest opponent, but Sensui was still stronger. But because Yusuke said he went through a lot more emotional trauma and almost died versus Toguro. Now, even though Sensui killed Yusuke still didn't find him as tough as Toguro. Because Sensui never tried to kill Yusuke's friends. It wasn't like that. And Toguro killed his master, Genkai. So to Yusuke, that was a bigger emotional point. And then Yusuke thought he killed Kuwabara. So Yusuke lost so much emotional trauma then, it was a completely different fight. Sensui just happened to unlock the Mazakyu within Yusuke. But that's because Yusuke was so dang strong, he was able to earn unlocking it. And then Ryzen took over. Because when Yusuke was fighting him, he was smiling the whole battle. Yusuke was having fun fighting Sensui. If you read the manga, Yusuke had fun during that fight. But when he fought Toguro, it wasn't fun at all. He didn't smile not once where he was just having fun. The only time he slightly goofed off was like, well, I tried to hold back against you, and then he lets off the spirit cuffs. Ante-up. But even then, the point still stands, you know what I mean? So I think that's what Goku meant by Moro is the toughest opponent. I think it's just because Moro almost killed him. I know people say that sounds like headcanon, but it can only be headcanon it may sound like headcanon, but it's not. It's a headcanon that doesn't fall under Hitchin's razor. You see, I don't fall under Hitchin's razor because my argument is substantiated by later events that occur, such as Jiren still being relevant to the conversation, Goku still believing Broly's God of Destruction level, and many of these other factors. So when you factor that in, it's like, yeah, there's no way Moro 7-3 is stronger than Broly Legendary Super Saiyan, because Broly and Jiren pushed Goku to Master Ultra Instinct. Moro did too, but that's because Goku lost the life of Beerus. So to Goku, he felt like he let Beerus down, so he was upset with himself. Where can we discuss? All right, let's see here. Thanks for being cool about my pushback. Hard to counter your argument while you are talking and I'm only typing. It's okay, but you gotta remember, Wing Dragon Raw. It's not about countering the argument. You shouldn't have a discussion to counter arguments. You should have a discussion to really understand the argument and see how it can coincide to a mutual agreement, because that's the essential point of discussion for synthesis. Because again, if the whole point is to prove that Moro is way stronger and Broly is stronger, it's like, okay, what does that do for us? That contradicts the story. It doesn't help them power scale any higher, because even if the argument is to say, well, Moro's stronger, so because I'm not saying you're doing this, but I've met people who do this. They try to argue that Broly's stronger than Jiren, Moro's stronger than Broly, and then Granola's stronger than Broly. They try to make these arguments so they can have higher dimensional tiering for Goku and prove Goku's stronger and blah, 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 blah. Rather than looking at the narrative, we have to look at the narrative. And the narrative tells us that Jiren is God of Destruction level. Gods of Destruction are this whole different tier. Moro is not a God of Destruction level 5. I mean, Moro is at the peak of a... Peak Moro is touching the surface of the God of Destruction, but even then, Beerus thought to himself, "Oh, this will be easy. I'll just take care of Moro right now, real quick. I guess I'll help out and take him out." And the Japanese people think Beerus was going to help Goku fight. No, Herms translated the Japanese, and Beerus said, "I'll just take care of this real quick," implying that Beerus saw him as a minor issue to just take care of. But Beerus didn't find Broly to be a minor issue like that when he saw Broly on his planet. Slightly. When Beerus saw Jiren, well, even if you say, well, Beerus wasn't fighting Jiren, doesn't matter. Beerus wouldn't see Belmod as a easy walk in the park. Beerus is just confident. Because when Beerus saw them, he's going to fight 5 Gods of Destruction. He's like, "Oh, please, you're a bunch of cowards. I'll take you all on. Let's go." Beerus is hyping. Remember, Beerus uses Ultra Ego. He got an ego. He's a God of Destruction. Beerus has always been egotistical since we first saw him. "Well, look at you. Now you could fight a deity and see what it's like." Beerus has always been egotistical. So, of course, he's going to be confident. He's not going to back down from a fight. He's like, "Oh, you want to jump me? All right, I'll take all you want." He's not going to back down. He's very confident in his stability. So, but just because so if Beerus fought Belmod, he'd be like, "I'll take you down real quickly, Belmod." Doesn't mean it's going to be an easy fight. It's still going to be a high difficult battle, or mid difficulty at least. So the way I'm looking at it is, yeah, Beerus could be the strongest God of Destruction next to Kitella, but Jiren being stronger than Belmod, even if Belmod's the weakest God of Destruction, Jiren being stronger than him means he could hurt Beerus. Vegeta can't hurt Beerus, and no other variant can hurt Beerus unless you're around God of Destruction level. So could Omen hurt Beerus? Maybe. Could Master Ultra Instinct hurt Beerus? Maybe. So does that mean Moro 7-3 could hurt Beerus? Probably if he catches him with an attack off guard, but even then, it ain't really going to hurt him. When Beerus was getting hit by Mastered Ultra Instinct, Jiren wasn't at full power. And then he was also just getting pissed off and annoyed by him. But anyway, I just want to kind of show you guys the battle. I say counter because, again, hard to type and think on a small keyboard. But I agree, people care too much about power promotions rather than the consistency. That's time travel, not his actual speed. Hey, do you think Saitama has a measurable speed? Does he speed blitz Goku? Jopo, I think Saitama doesn't have a measurable speed, but I think he's definitely reaching the FTL plus levels. I could definitely see that. But yeah, like I said, let's take a look at this battle. So we got a Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and Goku's trying to hit Jiren. None of his hits are hitting Jiren. Jiren's not even looking at him. Goku's slow. And then Krillin says Goku's attacks aren't putting a dent in him. Whis said, and then Krillin asked Whis, "You think he might have an other transformation in store?" And Whis says, "No, because what we're seeing here is the perfected Super Saiyan Blue. That's his strongest form for right now." And then Krillin's like, "For real?" Remember, perfected Super Saiyan Blue is almost a fusion level multiplier. I did a video on that. Now, here's the thing you gotta remember about perfected Blue. Vegito, when Vegito fought Zamasu, Vegito attacked Zamasu in base form and then he blew off his arm. Zamasu was off guard because Zamasu was literally playing around. It's like, "I'm going to torture you mortals. All right, now it's time to kill you." And then he was going to kill them. Zamasu said, "I could sense your power." And that's all. He sensed the power of a Super Saiyan, of a base form Goku and a base form Vegeta who's battered. Then all of a sudden they come out as a Vegito, a base Vegito, and then Vegito just blasts them off. Like, imagine you're fighting someone who's like a power level of like 10, and then out of nowhere, while you're about to finish them off, a power level of 100,000 jumps out of nowhere and shoots a blast at you. You're gonna be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought you guys were like weak. Where did this Super Saiyan 3 level power come from? Or this low-key Super Saiyan God level power come out of nowhere from? That's a big gap. And so that's what caused Zamasu off guard. And then Zamasu powers up and goes to fight him. Vegito doesn't go Super Saiyan God to preserve his stamina. Because here's the thing, Vegito's a smart fighter. The whole chapter was about them. We need to learn how to preserve the energy and stamina of Super Saiyan Blue. So let's go to Super Saiyan God and click on the blue and then switch back so we can preserve our stamina. What does Vegito do? He goes Super Saiyan Blue immediately and then starts beating up Zamasu and then goes to finally finish him. If Vegito was that much stronger than Zamasu, why did he jump to blue and not just go Super Saiyan God? Because that proves Merge Zamasu was stronger than Super Saiyan God Vegito. He has to be. Otherwise, Vegito's smart enough. Vegeta's not an idiot. He would have went Super Saiyan God and preserved the stamina. Because that was the whole chapter was about saving stamina and utilizing Super Saiyan Blue's effectiveness. Why would he waste all his power on Super Saiyan Blue to finish? Like, no, he would have went Super Saiyan God and still would have got the job done if he was thousands of times stronger. But he clearly wasn't. That means Merge Zamasu is relative to Super Saiyan God Vegito, and that proves that Super Saiyan Perfected Blue is around the Vegito level of Super Saiyan God Vegito level 2. Now, here's a key factor that I'm trying to teach people that people don't understand. Fusion, according to Vados, is the sum of the two warriors, sum of the parts. So, what are the parts of Goku? Well, originally in Z, the parts of Goku were Super Saiyan 3 and the parts of Vegeta were Super Saiyan 2. Put the sum of those together, then multiply them tens of times, and that's the power of base form Vegito. Okay? So when Vados said the sum of the parts, that means the Patara took Caulifla, Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, and it took Berserk Kale, and it added them together through addition, and then it multiplied it tens of thousands of times. And that was the power of base form Kefla. That's how Vados works the fusion. And I think that actually is the best way to do it, because that means when Gogeta fought Broly, it took the perfected blue Goku, Kaioken, and it took blue evolution Vegeta, and it added them, and then multiplied that tens of times over, and that was base Gogeta. Which is mind-boggling to consider base Gogeta is that freaking damn powerful. And keep in mind, when Gogeta fought Broly, he didn't waste his stamina by jumping in the blue. He only went blue because Broly went Legendary Super Saiyan. Because Vegito could have said, I'll just go Super Saiyan God and beat you then. No, he said, I have to go Super Saiyan Blue because this Legendary Super Saiyan Broly is so freaking powerful. No other form is going to get the job done. So that means Vegito Blue had the same mindset. I gotta go Blue Vegito because no one else is going to beat Zamasu. And remember, both the anime and the manga, Vegito ate a sensu bean right before powering up. So that means not only did Vegito have a massive power increase as a freaking Super Saiyan Blue. He just ate a Sensu, so that means he was at max power. You're telling me you ate a Sensu bean, but you still have to use Blue to fight Zamasu? Please, man, that tells you that Zamasu was stronger than Super Saiyan God. I think Zamasu was weakened since it literally stated to just be blue without any power leaking. It's just a max 50 times on God. Yes, I agree. I think it's more so to overcome the partial immortality is why Vegito powered up to blue. I would say that the merged Zamasu was even stronger than Vegito Blue. I wouldn't say he's stronger than Vegito Blue, but I'd say that Vegito had no way to actually beat his immortality. I don't think he actually could have. Sure, Zamasu was surprised, but like it really wasn't much to go off of. And Supreme Kai is like, could he be stronger than Beerus? And it's like, yeah, but Supreme Kai, you never saw Beerus fight full power. He never did. Because when Supreme Kai saw Ramoshi, Supreme Kai got knocked out. He got Ryatsu crushed. He got freaking Conqueror's hockeyed when he saw Ramoshi fight. Ramoshi just screamed on the top of his lungs, and every Supreme Kai got knocked out. So, honestly, Supreme Kai can't even comprehend Beerus' full power. So no, Beerus would still finger flick Vegito Blue. As much as people don't want to hear that, nah, he'll finger flick Vegito Blue from the Zamasu, from the Goku Black arc. Now maybe Broly movie Vegito would have been a completely different story, because by then the sum of the parts are now even higher. Because now you have a perfected Blue Goku and a Vegito Blue evolution being added together and multiplied by tens of thousands of times. That's crazy. It's crazy. But let me go ahead and read the rest. So obviously you see what Goku does. Goku does a Kamehameha, right? And then Jiren didn't move up. How's that? Now here's the thing. Look at Beerus' face. Beerus was looking, before the smoke cleared, he looks over at Belmont, who's just relaxing. And literally Margarita's chuckling, and Beerus is irritated because like, damn it, they know something I don't. Jiren backhands Goku, no difficulty. And remember, Jiren's not trying to kill Goku. He's just floating him away like a fly. He cannot kill in the Tournament of Power. So he's not even going full power. So he slaps him. Goku gets back up, charges again, gets slapped backhand a second time. Almost starts out. We're in trouble. He's being pushed right to the edge. What's that idiot doing? And then Jiren punches him. Goku almost knocks out. No way. Damn it. Can't fall off. Not like this. And Jiren is just punching, not even trying. And he said, you should have picked an opponent down at your own level. Regret your choice as you fall. Nameless warrior from Universe 7. I'm not a nameless warrior. My name is Son Goku. And right before he hits him, someone who's at the same power level as Blue Goku kicks him off guard. And then that's hit. And then Goku's like, hit. No damage. No damage. Nothing. No damage. Consider it my debt from the last tournament, said Son Goku. Last debt from the tournament paid Goku. You just tagged Jiren with a normal kick, so you found a way to fight without time skip? Ever since you broke through my time skip, I've given up on relying only my special techniques. And then he gets ready. Rather, I've honed my strength. That's true strength after this. I see. So that's your answer. Time skipping worked as well on him as it did at you. So I've got no choice but to take him down in my own fashioned way. You know, the old fashioned way. Goes to hit him. Can't even hurt him. But obviously, never seen Hit move like that. Nice going, Hit. When you get so strong. So to Goku, this hit is about equal to his perfected blue level power. And then Jiren is just like, kick. Goku goes to hit him. And look at how much damage that one little kick did. And Jiren's not trying. Goku and Hit fighting side by side. Not something you see every day. I don't care who's doing it, as long as that other guy goes down fast. And guess what? Crap. Can't even get him to change his expression. We're not even making any headway here. Jiren is not trying at all. A perfected blue. Did you guys see what happened to Zamasu when Zamasu fought a perfected blue? They were going hand to hand. But this, check this out. It's not doing anything. Not doing a damn thing. How the two of them together can't even make Jiren budge. This is nuts. He's like a brick wall. Damn it, I was hoping not to need this here. And then he uses his other move. And then Goku lets him go and fight. He powers up full power. I'm ready for you, Jiren. And then Jiren's like, Jiren goes to attack him, and then he freezes him in time lag. And then Jiren's attacks are slower. And he's like, what? How'd Jiren turn into such a slowpoke? And none of his attacks are working. I call it time lag. Time lag. Time being warped for Jiren and him alone, which slows him down. What's going on? Another way to manipulate time. Under that technique, the flow of time is only affected where Jiren's concerned. And since Jiren's the target, from his perspective, Hit must be appearing to move at super speed. So in other words, it's slow. Here's the thing. It doesn't slow down the opponent alone. It slows down your perception. So whereas Jiren could fly across the freaking universe, Jiren right here is like, It's Jiren's perspective. Jiren, here's the thing. In Jiren's eyes, Jiren's like, I'm attacking at full power. Or Jiren's like, wait, I'm actually swinging at you. But to Jiren, it's like, I'm swinging at you, but you're dodging. You're so damn fast. So it's kind of like a genjutsu of time. So Jiren thinks that Hit is like super duper fast. And then Jiren is trying to hit him. And then Hit catches Jiren right in the gut. And then Jiren takes it. But the thing is, like, that's a full power attack. A full power parry attack. Look at the way his body shifts. He hits him with a full power attack right in the gut. Starts beating him up. Whoa, how's Hit pulling this off? Vados explains.
Let's pay attention, class.
Hit's really thought this through. At his current power level, he can't freeze Jiren in place, but it's more than possible to slow him down. Plus, it seems like this technique lasts for far longer than his time-skipping one. That's a good thing, right? This works for us. Even though the opponent can still move, those slow attacks are simple enough to dodge. Hit's evolved his technique to overcome his weakness. I see. You've got this. Toss that guy Jiren right out of the arena. I can only keep him slowed down a few more seconds, but he's nearly off the edge. A few more good hits should do it. And then right here, Jiren's like, wait a second. Watch out. Hit. Jiren's been holding back. Yup. Jiren was holding back the whole time. Huh? Boom! Knocks him right out. I can't believe it. Jiren sped up his attack enough to overcome the time lag. Which goes to tell you, even though in Jiren's eyes, Hit was moving like supersonic speed, Jiren's like, it's like me going like this. I'm like, man, I'm trying to hit you. All right. You know what? Whatever. I'm just going to power up a little bit. Bah! And just catches him. So literally just, Jiren was way faster than Hit. Even if you slow down Jiren with time, he's still faster than you. Way faster. And he was holding back. He doesn't even have an aura. So, and he's like, don't tell me you thought that lame technique would beat Jiren. Kind of cocky for a bunch of weaklings. And a one-hit KO at that. Now, Beerus is surprised. Because Beerus is like, he just one-shotted a blue-level fighter. Now, Beerus can one-shot a blue-level fighter too. He did it to Vegeta. But Beerus is still like, that's pretty surprising that a mortal could one-shot a blue-level fighter like that. You're impressively perceptive, if nothing else. He said, so you purposely left yourself open, letting him push you to the edge, all so you could turn the tables, saying your strength for now. Exactly. So, literally, he was way stronger. I agree, Jiren is stronger than the anime, that's for sure. And then the thing is, what we don't see about this fight is, let me skip most of this. Let me see here. Anyway. So yeah, anyway, we see this fight. Oh yeah, Berserk. Yeah, Berserk is stronger than Golden Frieza. So it goes to tell you that the legendary Super Saiyan multiplier is really crazy. So anyway, outside of that, she gets even stronger. But the thing is, like, Vegeta explains how this works. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over this with you guys. But anyway, what we're going to do is, since we'll be ending the stream soon, I wanted to kind of go over this battle. The Gohan fights her, which is really impressive because Gohan's fighting someone beyond blue or around blue level. So that's really impressive. And then after that, then we go to this battle. All right, let's take a close look. So Goku goes blue, throws an attack at Jiren. It does nothing. Jiren just sits there and tanks it. Blast Jiren, nothing. Jiren doesn't even need to dodge him. It's like me throwing a bunch of like, it's like if I took a bunch of water balloons and threw it at the Rock. So then Jiren is just blocking Goku, and then literally bangs him. One shots almost. The same moves time and time again. If that's all you've got, this is a waste of time. Allow me to end it. So Jiren is right here. He's waiting for Goku to unleash his full power. He sees potential in Goku because he could have been one-shot him. All I've got, this can't be my limit. There's still a way to overcome this. Goku goes Kaioken. Don't care if this wrecks my body in the end, because that's all I need is power. All I need now is pure power. Look, Goku's power just shot up. What's he up to? So even Beerus is a little shocked, like, oh, his power just jumped. And then you could say that he's getting a power of drawing deep from his reserves, a temporary boost regarding him. The Kaioken, it's the same principle as Kaioken. The Kaioken now, after all this time, will it even work? Goes to punch Jiren with 2 times the power, goes to punch Jiren again. Well, I'm afraid he was mistaken. That was not what he needs to overcome his wall. Power gained by destroying your body can't necessarily be wielded properly. You made the very same mistake as that Saiyan named Kale earlier. So yes, Kale, and this makes sense to the Broly, because in the novel for Broly was in a lot of pain when he was doing his power-up. Hey, ATARi, are you sure you should show your face this early? Jopo, where have you been? Where have you been, my friend? You must have been in Hit's time lag. My face has been here for like a long time. A couple years actually. Goku, this is, I mean, and even if you didn't, you could just type in ATARi. You could type in ATARi NES online, you'll see my face. Everyone knows I'm a Smash player, so all you gotta do is type ATARi NES, you'll find me. So there's no use on hiding anything. Meanwhile, that old fossil, oh yeah, then Roshi does that, knocks this guy out. Too much wasted movement, that's why you run out of breath quickly. Be tranquil as the heaven, as the bolt from the blue. Want to be the best in the universe, then you gotta not train just your body, but also your spirit. Don't allow your mind to control your movement. Every part of your body must judge and act on its own. And then when Roshi goes up to Jiren, Roshi knows Jiren is going to attack him. Now here's the thing. When Roshi dodges this, Jiren is not trying to kill Roshi. He's just trying to knock him out. Jiren could sense how much power Roshi has, and so Jiren lowers his power, because if Jiren hit Roshi with the same level of speed and attack power he did with a Super Saiyan Blue, Roshi would die. Period. So he's clearly slowing it down, and Jiren's like, I'm shocked you actually dodged that. Then goes to hit Jiren on this side. Jiren's like, I'm shocked, not bad. Goes to hit Roshi again. Roshi flips, dodges. Jiren starts, and he's like, what the Gramps? Hey, Whis, those moves, they aren't a strong resemblance, yes. A resemblance, yet still a far cry from that technique. Still a far cry. Roshi's just reading him, but remember, Jiren's not at full power, and Jiren's not trying to speed blitz Roshi like that. I mean, sure, he's trying to attack Roshi, but he's fighting Roshi relative to Roshi's level, because Jiren can't kill him. I think that's the one thing that goes over people's head. Hey, ATARi, did you see the SJ Ryu video on Broly versus Jiren? What are your thoughts? I don't think I've seen it, and if I did, I have to, it's a long conversation. I think they're roughly equals. I think they're roughly equals, with Jiren being more proficient as a fighter. Jiren has the more knowledge than Broly as a fighter. I think Jiren would beat Broly. I think Jiren is stronger than Broly in the context of he would win a battle, because it takes more than just raw strength to win a battle. Still, with age comes great wisdom, and it's a similar experience. So anyway, Roshi gets, and then Jiren is like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna knock this old man out. And he went really easy on Roshi, because Jiren could have been knocked him out. That old geezer had to fall sooner or later. But he did survive quite a while. But I dare say he left behind something far greater. A man like yourself will never be perfect. Perfect. I don't want that, because that would mean standing in place while I'm always aiming to be higher. And my master's as good a teacher as ever. Blasts Goku. Goku goes off. I was the worst apprentice who never listened, but it's thanks to that old man that I got stronger. So even now, I'm Son Goku. And remember, Jiren is going right here to finish off a base form Goku. And then Goku shoots up to Ultra Instinct. Then dodges. What was that? Then he's in Ultra Instinct. That move just now. Was that really it? It seems so. Hey, what's the special move you've been on about? The ultimate technique which severs the link between the conscious and the body, allowing one to dodge any attack subconsciously. Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct. So if you overcome you've overcome your wall and arrived to this state. Probably. Wait, what now? Did he just say Ultra Instinct? Then it is the state, and it is that state you will meet your end. Nothing left on the table, right? Time to settle this. And then they go into attack. Then Goku flashes out of it, gets decked in the face. And that's it. Bye, Goku. Know this, a man of such little resolve will never triumph over me. So, in other words, the whole point is, even if Goku stayed in Ultra Instinct, it may have not even been enough. Because the thing is, Jiren, when Goku powers back into Ultra Instinct, Jiren is not showing any aura at all. And Vegeta overcomes this, goes to Blue Evolution, which is way beyond Perfected Blue and beyond the Kaioken, goes to hit Jiren while off guard, knees him in the face, no damage. No damage while off guard. Jiren just like, okay. And he's like, are you attempting the same attack as that? No, I don't need that. It's like, oh, okay. Then kicks Jiren in the face, and Jiren's like, alright. Then he's like, oh. Wipes the dirt off his... That's not even blood. That's just dirt. Wipes the dirt off his face. He's like, you fought back harder than... he said, you fought back harder than any besides Son Goku in his ascended state a moment ago. Well, I'll acknowledge you then, okay? But... BAP! Blitzes him. Don't ever think for a second you could defeat me. No aura. Not even trying. Just literally like, oh, alright. Pretty cool. Bam! That's it. No aura, no power, claps him, bodies the crap out of him. Doesn't even need to try. Android 17 supposedly blows himself up. Goku powers up to Ultra Instinct. And then Jiren sees this and it's like, now you're back at that. Jiren senses, so this is the stronger version of Ultra Instinct. Alright? So, and remember, Goku says, I need to keep growing. My days of letting everyone down is over. Goku has the same resolve as he did with Mirrors, where he got emotionally invested. So as long as Goku's emotionally invested, that's his strongest variant of Ultra Instinct most of the time. Fighting for others. So anyway, bottom line is, Jiren powers up. For the first time, he lets out an aura. And Goku's like, I hate that it happened. I'm mad, but he needs to control himself. So Goku's suppressing and controlling his emotion, which is exactly what gives him the strongest variant of Ultra Instinct. So yeah. It's a little blurry, I know, but the main point is, at last, Whis says, Jiren's taking this seriously now. This is the first time we're seeing an aura around him. So this is the first time Jiren actually powered up. So this goes to show you that the gap between Ultra Instinct and Blue is so massive, it doesn't even make any dang sense. And I think I wanted to just go over this again to kind of show you guys that Jiren is indeed God of Destruction level, and that it took Goku this much level of overcoming strength to do this. And as we said, Goku's diving deeper and deeper into Ultra Instinct until the point he just literally goes like this. He didn't fight Jiren in Omen for too long. So remember, when Jiren's fighting Ultra Instinct's dodging and blocking. Jiren's getting pissed off, and then he's just dodging. He's not out. He didn't hurt Jiren. He's not overpowering Jiren. Jiren powers up, and yeah, then you see this happens. Goku goes Mastered Ultra Instinct, and then he's able to catch Jiren off guard. That's why Jiren's bleeding, because Jiren didn't see that coming. So Jiren took a lot of damage being caught off guard by a Mastered Ultra Instinct. And then, after that, Jiren starts to fight him, and then they start scrapping up. Goku's catching him in a lot of vital areas and full power attacks, exploiting weaknesses, dodging, catches Jiren off guard with a Kamehameha. Jiren still has enough energy to pull himself back together, and he's just pissed. Then he goes Limit Breaker, full power, and then Goku's trying to concentrate, backhands him. Jiren comes back, starts punching him, uppercuts him again, and then Goku is straining himself every time because it takes so much energy just to dodge Jiren's god level attacks. And then Goku catches him in the back, Jiren stops, grabs Ultra Instinct, tosses him around, and then they actually start fighting, and then Goku has to go all out against Ultra Instinct. So Goku is putting in a lot of effort just to keep up with Jiren. Now, this version of Ultra Instinct is not as strong as the one that fought Angel Moro, but I will say that because they never suspected Ultra Instinct, and you can argue Jiren wasted a lot of stamina fighting everyone else, the bottom line is Jiren still beats Ultra Instinct. Granted, it lost stamina, but it's still the fact that he lasted long enough. Granola didn't last at all. Granola got clapped, but Jiren was still strong enough to keep the battle relative. So I think that what they there confirms that, in my opinion, Jiren, Broly, Moro, Angel Moro are all like relative to each other. They're all like, very strong warriors. But I think at the same time, we shouldn't jump the gun yet without an official data book. Maybe I could be wrong. Dragon Ball always changes their minds for all we know. For all we know, Toriyama may still say, nah, Jiren's still the strongest, period. Or he might say, nah, Broly's stronger than everyone. I mean, Cell Max is stronger than both of them. That's for sure. I don't care what anyone says. Cell Max is the strongest villain. That's good because it's like you said, this is all in good fun. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying Jiren is way beyond Beerus or anyone. I just think Jiren is relative to Angel Moro and relative to Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I just think that Jiren is still relative to the conversation, and that Ultra Instinct is just a much stronger multiplier than we give it credit for. If Goku went Mastered Ultra Instinct versus Broly, I think he would win. I honestly think he'd win because of the way the fighting style is. He may not overpower Broly, but he'd win just off of pure technique and skill because he'd hit Broly in his vitals, and then he'd have enough power to match out that level of output. I know, Goku fought a clone of Granola and Master Ultra Instinct, but keep in mind, the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku uses is controlled, and in my opinion, I think the controlled Ultra Instinct is not as strong as the emotional Ultra Instinct. Because, I don't know, maybe it's just when Goku's emotionally invested, it's just emotional. Nah, I'm playing. Anyway. Oh yeah, RDC got a point. The 50 billion suns. Exactly. I mean, Goku ran out of stamina, though, in Mastered Ultra Instinct. But like Geekdom said, that's a kind of... like Geekdom and Saiyan Scholar said, that's kind of dumb. And no, Mandrake, I call him Mandrak. However you pronounce the name. But regardless of the feat, Mandrak clearly is, able to destroy all the DC multiverse. The 53 billion suns, or the 52 billion suns, is just a reference. It's a poetic reference. So it's not like actually 52 billion. But yeah, I think this is good. Tell me what you guys think about the overall chapter. I'm glad we was able to have a discussion with Dragon Ball. I mean, we could probably do a little bit more later on in the future, but I think for now, this is where I want to end the things. Everyone else who's participated in the stream, thank you for the... thank you once again to Roz and many others who've given a contribution for the chat revenue, the donation. This really means a lot, everyone. I want to thank you guys again. This is an awesome stream. I had a lot of fun with you guys, and I hope you guys are able to kick it back and stay tuned for the next stream. Maybe I might play some Smash the next stream or something like that while discussing power scaling of the different Smash characters, because we still haven't done that yet. We got to do a Smash Brothers tiering system next. So let's go ahead and do that next time, hopefully. Maybe I'll get some others in the chat, get involved so we can actually have a discussion on it. But overall, guys, thank you guys on everything else. No, I have not, Andre, but I look forward to seeing that later. You guys have a blessed night. This is ATARi HMB, and I'm signing off. Peace.